what do you want to say generically about this whole situation?
First of all, I think it's a farce because they were not violated. We did not do any body cavity searches. We did a normal strip search. We had probable cause, which I can't get into at this point in time because of the pending court case, but we did have probable cause. And, you know, the thing is, I'm bound by law to act when I know something is present. Now, how am I supposed to explain to a mother that, you know, I'm sorry your son was stabbed and killed by another inmate yesterday because I didn't want to search anybody because I didn't want to offend anybody. Now your son is dead, and I'm sorry. How am I supposed to explain that to a mother?
Now, this is Yolanda.
It just felt real bad, like molested, raped, like in a sexual type way that you didn't want to be.
I mean, that's Yolanda. She's saying that she felt like she was raped because of what you did.
Well, with the lawsuit they've got, I think they're just looking for money. They're liable to say anything. I mean, what I want to know is, this happened over a year ago. If they were so distraught, why'd they keep coming to work every day for another year and never saying a word?
Okay, there's a story that 10 on your side.
The day after 10 on your side broke the news about a lawsuit dealing with the Portsmouth Sheriff's Office, where former employees are speaking out.
You say that it's been a year, and that goes away, but it doesn't.
Today they met in Portsmouth.
That was Emma Floyd.
Yeah, she's crying, Sheriff.
Yeah, I know. She wants that $25 million tears coming out. The problem I've got is Emma Floyd just came to me a couple of weeks ago and asked me for a personal favor to help her and her husband, which I did. The whole time she knows she's suing me. What does that tell you? No good deed goes unpunished. I got stabbed in the back by Emma Floyd.
To tell us what they went through on the day in April 2011. That was the day 9 women who worked in the jail were taken into a private room, and a woman deputy forced them to take off their clothes for a strip search.
Started taking them off slower. So I went to bend down and squat. She said, no, you have to bend down lower and squat and cough. It just felt real bad.
Bend over, squat.
Bend down and squat.
And cough.
Right.
Why do you make them do that?
I didn't make them do anything. I didn't do the search.
Workers making them do that?
Because they have been known to hide stuff. And
her?
Not her. People in general. You'd be surprised the places they can hide things. Now, when you're working in a maximum security jail, you can't take any chances. You know, I've got an obligation to protect not just the inmates, but the other contractors and my deputies. Now, what they're not saying there is they act like they were picked out at random and strip searched. Everybody that came on that shift that day, the food contractors were strip searched, the nurses were strip searched, and all of my deputies were strip searched. It's awful funny, my deputies didn't complain, and I had female deputies there.
Like molested, raped, like in a sexual type way that you didn't want to be.
The women are now part of a lawsuit filed by the ACLU, who believes their rights were violated.
It's humiliating. I mean, who wants to be strip searched? Who comes to work and expecting to get strip searched?
Who comes to work expecting to be strip searched?
People that work in a jail. Now, if you don't want to be strip searched, go to work for a hospital or a nursing home. They work in a maximum security jail. Okay? They know they're subject to be searched at any time. When you walk in the door, it's written right over top every door. Past this point, you're subject to be searched. It's in the contract they signed.
Declined our request for an on-camera interview today, but yesterday he told 10 on your side over the phone the searches were done because at the time there was a problem with contraband inside the jail.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they want me to buy them roses and get them when they come into the door. You know, I mean, we're running a jail here. There's a lot of contraband coming in, and we couldn't catch anybody in. And the minute we strip searched, the contraband stopped.
It did.
The
It stopped.
sheriff says it all comes down to safety, but the women involved say they believe the search went too far, and they hope by this lawsuit that it doesn't happen to anyone else.
No one should come to the jail as a worker, working for the sheriff, and be strip searched.
Now, you disagree with that?
Absolutely. We had a nurse that was dating an inmate. I had to transfer the inmate to Hampton Roads Regional Jail.
Now, Sheriff, I'm going to read you part of this lawsuit.
Sure.
Okay, so that you can answer it. Baker forced Nan to bend her knees so that Nan's vagina and rectum were fully exposed to Baker. Baker then peered into Nan's vagina and rectum, still not allowing Nan to refuse this unlawful search without fear of either being terminated from her employment or being allowed to return to the Portsmouth jail without being subjected to the search for a second time. Is this reasonable? I mean, to put them in such a compromising position, to bend them at their knees so that the vagina and rectum are exposed.
Well, I don't know if the vagina and rectum was exposed to start with. Most of the time they just squat and cough. And that's their story. We don't know what the real story is yet till it goes to court.
At some point while Nan was in the state of undress and with her rectum and vagina fully exposed, Baker stated, "Now you know how the inmates feel when we do this to them."
We search inmates all the time.
Now, why would Baker say that?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I really wasn't there, so I can't, elaborate on what she said. But, when you work in a jail, you expect that that's going to happen sooner or later.
After being finally allowed to put her clothing back on, Nan was told that she was not allowed to leave her place of employment or she would be required to have the demeaning search conducted again.
Right. We're not going to let them go back into the cars. That's how contraband was getting in there. They were free to come and go the whole time. And, you have to understand, I'm bound by law and my oath of office to make it as safe as working environment as I can. And once you come in, you don't go back out. Now, they had the option, if they didn't want to do the search, they could leave.
But they don't want to leave. They want a job. That's their job.
They
That's
still
the way
have,
they make their money.
Right now, they're on paid leave. They didn't lose their job. It's like if you're in the military and they transfer you from Norfolk to Virginia Beach. They're still working for CCS. They're still being paid. I just talked to the doctor just before I came over here.
Now, the lawsuit says by telling Nan that she would be barred from the building if she refused the search, Nan was forced to stay or risk losing her job. Is that fair?
No, we didn't force anybody to do anything. You submit to the search or you leave. It's your choice.
But she doesn't want to leave because that's her job.
Well, then
She's been there.
then you submit to the search. We're not going to have any more contraband coming in there.
By requiring Nan to choose between submitting to the illegal and demeaning search and losing her job, the defendants denied Nan's freedom of action and required her to remain in the facility against her will and operated as an intentional restriction on her freedom without legal right.
That's bull. She was free to leave at any time, but you're not going to leave the building, go out and get something out of your car and come back in without being searched again.
What did you think these people were going to bring into your jail?
I know what they're bringing into my jail.
These people that you've seen?
Yes.
So you think that these people that
All
had
of
this
them.
search that they said was violating them actually proved some purpose that you think...
I had probable cause to search them.
What was your probable cause?
I can't tell you until the court case
These
comes
people
out.
have worked for you for years.
I know they have. Well, fantastic. What about Emma Floyd worked with me for years and stabbed me in the back? Comes and asks me for a personal favor for her and her husband while she knows that she's suing me? That's what I'm talking about.
They claimed that you're violating their Fourth Amendment rights, protection from unreasonable search.
That was a reasonable search.
Why was this a reasonable search?
Because I have an obligation to protect inmates and my employees.
Well, yeah, but your employees were checked
They were
also.
searched. They were searched too.
What was the probable cause, though? Why
I
did you
can't
feel
tell you,
that you
Andy.
needed to search them?
We haven't gone, I haven't even been served the papers yet, Andy. You've got more than I have. I cannot elaborate on it until we go to court. But that's the ACLU's method of operation. They file charges against someone, then they do a news release, so they're tried in the court of public opinion before anybody knows the facts.
Now, they claimed that they were subject to degrading visual body cavity searches by deputies that worked for you. Why did you think that that was necessary, in their own words, to degrade them like that?
We didn't degrade anybody. Sometimes,
they think that they
well,
were
they're liable to
degraded.
think anything, you know. But you work in a jail, you got to expect that. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, women can hide stuff in bras you wouldn't believe.
But when you're in a jail, Fourth Amendment rights are still part of the Constitution.
They signed a contract before they took this job that they agreed to searches. So they needn't come back now and say, oh, I didn't know. Why'd you sign it?
You called this lawsuit frivolous. Why do you call this frivolous?
They're after free money. That's all it is. They're after free money.
Do you regret that you have done this?
Nope.
Even knowing what you know, even though you've got
If I
these
have,
lawsuits,
let me tell you
don't you
something.
regret this now?
No,
Don't you wish that day had not happened?
No, I regret that they took it that way, but if I have probable cause and reason to believe that somebody's trying to bring contraband in, they're going to be searched.
According to their attorney, you have violated federal law because you did not pinpoint one person. It was a general search.
Yes. Because if I pick one person out, now I'm picking on them. It goes both ways.
On that day, do you remember the day?
I wasn't even there.
Why? Yeah, but your people were acting on your
Well,
behalf.
yeah, they were
Why did
acting.
you pick that day? Why was
I didn't
that
pick
day?
that. I didn't pick that day.
Why was it that day then?
I don't know. They picked the day
Was there a reason why it was that day?
because we had the probable cause, and I guess they were going to catch them all on a fresh shift.
Did you ever find anything during those searches of all the people?
I don't know. No, I have to check.
But Sheriff, that's something you should know, because it would be good if you would say, "Yeah, Andy, you
I
know
didn't-
what we
we
found?
didn't- we didn't find a
found
gun.
baggie of drugs."
We didn't find a gun or anything, but there's been times we found different contraband on different people coming in.
But on that day, with all those searches, did you
I don't
find
think
anything?
I don't think we found anything that day.
Did you ever find contraband after this day of searching?
It stopped. It stopped right after
On
that.
that day. After
Well,
that
as
day.
that day, it stopped. But we found contraband on people before then. One of the food service food service personnel, we found him smuggling cigarettes into the jail and lighters.
She said, "It felt bad, like I'd been molested, raped, like in a sexual way." Do you understand the pain that they feel?
Do they understand the job that they have? They're in a jail, Andy. This is not the Holiday Inn. Okay? If you don't like the conditions, go to work for a hospital or a nursing home. That's the best thing I can tell you. It's a maximum security jail. Okay?
So when people look at this and they say, "Come on, Sheriff, do you really need to do this type of a search?
Absolutely.
Bend over, privates exposed. Was it really necessary?"
I believe it was. Like I say, try to explain to a mother that her son was just killed because somebody stabbed him with a knife that was just smuggled into the jail.
But were these people going to be the ones to smuggle in the knives?
You'd be surprised what they brought in that we can prove.
When someone in the court says, "Come on, Sheriff, these ladies,"
You wait till it comes to court. We've got evidence, okay? I can't tell you everything right now because it's an open court case. We're covered.
are any of these people that part of this lawsuit, people that you've seen here, have any of them, without identifying which one, actually brought contraband into the jail? Any one of them? Which one?
I can't tell you. I got a pending suit, Andy. Come on, I'm not crazy.
So you're saying one of these people has actually brought contraband
We've
into
got
the jail?
one that left that company right afterwards too. That I think was she was suspected, but we're not sure.
But the current people who are part of this lawsuit, and the names are right here, that these people, at least some of them, actually brought the contraband in.
That's right. We had probable cause. That's the only thing I can tell you.
Now, their employer.
And the thing you have to understand, if I didn't do something about it, now I'm guilty of negligence. So which way is it?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, that I have to check everyone.
That's
I can't
right.
pinpoint. So when you
And
say,
you can't single anybody out or you're picking on them.
all right, the lawsuit filed by the ACLU, their words, says they were wrongfully strip searched. They were taken into a room and stripped down as a female deputy stared at their private parts.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
In all the years that you've been sheriff, that you've done this, has anything ever been found?
Yes. Absolutely.
And you're saying, right here, camera right here, that you have found things on some of the people that you've seen in this report?
I don't know about the ones in this report right here, no.
No, this report. No, I'm talking about, no. Now, let's make sure we're clear about
Yeah,
this.
let's
The
compare
people-
apples to
the-
apples
The
here.
people that you have seen in this report, the people that are part of the lawsuit, have any of them brought contraband into your jail that makes the probable cause to go after these particular
I
people?
can't say at this point. The case hadn't come to court yet.
Yeah, but you said before.
I can't jeopardize this case by answering a question you're curious about.
I know, but you just answered and said that some of these people involved in the lawsuit, or part of here, you wouldn't identify which one, have brought contraband into your jail. Are you changing your answer?
No, I'm not changing my answer. I'm saying employees, contract employees. Okay, let's put it that way. I'm not going to pinpoint any one person. Contracted employees, that could be food service and that could be nurses.
Okay, and that's who these are?
Yes, sir.
Nurses
Yes, sir.
and okay, so,
So we can compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges here.
right, but I want to make sure I totally understand this, Sheriff. Before I ask the question, anyone that you've seen in this report, any one part of this lawsuit, have any of them ever been suspected of bringing contraband into your jail?
I can't say it this time.
That's a different answer than the one you
No,
gave before.
no, I'm saying contracted
Set the record
employees.
straight what you're saying about this.
What I'm saying is I can't elaborate on anything until it comes to trial. I can tell you that contracted employees have brought contraband into the jail, as deputies have.
What was it that led you to do this jail-wide search of everyone?
Information received,
What was that information?
confidential information.
Confidential information from whom? What type of a person?
I can't
I know
tell
you
you.
don't want to say, but what type of person? Was it one of the contractors?
I can't tell you at this point in time.
Was it the employer?
I can't tell you this time.
Have you called the employer? What has the employer said?
Talk about the CCS employer. He's
People that these people
he
work
is
for.
not happy. They said they have
Not happy with you?
No, he's not happy with them. They have violated their contract that they signed.
What was that? How did they violate it?
Because in the contract it says they're subject to be searched at any time that they read and understand it. They're also that they're subject to be a drug test taken at any given time for any reason. It's right in the contract.
And the owner of the company told you what was their status?
Right now they're on leave with pay.
On leave with pay.
Right.
Why are they on leave with pay? If
He's going to put them at different locations. He's trying to find other facilities. You see, he has
why
medical
put them on leave?
contracts.
Just send them to another place.
What he's trying to relocate some to bring back to my jail and send some over here. I imagine he's got a pretty large facility that he's got the contracts all over the Tidewater area, and he's just going to relocate them. Because that's the first thing I asked him. I said, "Are they terminated?" Because I didn't want them terminated. He said, "No, they're going to be relocated."
And I just want to make sure I understand, Sheriff, why you thought that it was necessary to make these women feel the way they do, that they were violated.
They were not violated. Let's get off the violated word. They were not violated at all. As per their contract, they are subject to search. They read it, they signed it, and they agreed to it.
She said it was
Now
like
they're
she was
changing them.
raped.
Oh, nobody touched her. She's liable to say anything to get $25 million. Come on, that's what they're after, the money. Okay? That's what they're after. That's what it's all about. They want some free money.
Because of this incident, are you doing anything different in
No.
your jail? You're
No.
not changing any of
No.
your standard operating procedures?
No, we're not.
Has any lawyer said, "Hey, Sheriff, you need to back off on
No,
this"?
nobody said anything to me. It's awful funny. We've done this, not every day, but we've done this for years. All of a sudden, they're offended. Then what do you come to work in a jail for?
Because they want a job. They want to help the prisoners. They want to...
Okay, they want a job, then you're subject to be searched. If you don't want to be searched, go to work for a hospital. You're a nurse.
I want you to explain to me in your own words
Mm-hmm.
exactly the search that they went through.
I wasn't there, I can't tell you.
I know, but generally speaking, the standard operating
It's a
procedure.
standard strip search.
Okay, and what happens?
They strip down, they have to squat down and cough.
Can you show that to me?
No.
No, obviously not.
I'm not
Take
gonna
your
strip
clothes
that.
off, but can you
Oh,
stand up?
I can imagine the ratings then, yeah.
No, can you stand up and just show me what it looks like?
It's just,
when
you
do
just squat down and cough. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of imagination to figure out you gotta squat down and cough.
that? Okay, so what is it? Is it like this? Is this, and
Right?
So it's like this.
Uh-huh.
You make them, now they're completely, they have no clothes on.
Right.
They come down like this.
And squat,
then-
cough, exactly.
And what's the point of coughing?
I can't sit on the air, man.
So what, and
You
they're
lose your
standing right here.
FCC license if I say that on the air.
They're standing right here and they're looking and they squat like this.
Right.
And this is what they're supposed to do.
Things pop out
So
when
if
you
someone
cough.
came into the room and they saw the employee, if someone came into the room and saw the contractor, someone came into the room and saw the contractor like this is what they look like.
Right, that's what they would look like.
Would they be naked?
Yeah, it's just a matter of a few seconds and you get dressed again.
Okay, and they cough. And then my question to you, sir,
Mm-hmm.
is, with that in mind, was that really necessary to do to them?
Yes. They can't be treated any different than anybody else. My deputies have to do it, they have to do it. Now, if I don't do it to them, now I'm singling my deputies out. What you do for one, you've got to do to the other. You got to be fair across the board with everybody. And no offense, but they're not any prima donnas. They're subject to the same type of search my deputies are. They work in a secured area.
Now, is there anything else you wanna add?
Well, I think it's wrong to be tried in a court of public opinion before I've even been served, before the facts have come out, before anything's come out.
You said that you have not received positive media attention. What would you like to say about that?
We run a tight ship at the Portsmouth City Jail, okay? We have to keep the integrity of the jail. I'm responsible for the health, safety, and welfare of those inmates. They're in my care and custody. And like I said, try to explain to a mother that her son just got killed because I didn't do my job, because we didn't search people.
But were these people really going to bring in the weapon that was going to kill their
You'd be
son?
surprised what they brought in. You'd be surprised.
So when people kind of look at this and say, what is the sheriff doing? You say,
I'm protecting their sons. I'm protecting their sons that are incarcerated.
now you wanted to, to fulfill the promise, you wanted to do this in an unedited version, which we are going to put on the internet,
Right.
okay? I want you to say in your own words anything you want to say about our coverage.
Right, I think you're being fair about this, but the fact remains is I have a job to do. It's a maximum security jail. I have to protect those inmates, and anybody that works there is going to fall under the rules equally. And for them to say, oh, I felt like I was raped, or I don't want to do, you don't have to do the search. There's the door, leave. It's your choice.
But they want the job. They're saying that that's part of
Andy,
what's unreasonable.
Andy, you don't understand.
Their lawyers are saying.
You don't understand. They've got a job at another facility if they want it. But if you work in this facility, these are the rules. You signed the contract. You agreed to it. Now you're telling me you don't want to do it. What's next? I don't want to take a drug test? You don't take a drug test, you're gone too. Rules are rules. Everybody across the board. There's no prima donnas here.
Anything else you want to add?
We're steadily working every day serving the public.
Did you have any question? All right. Let's go ahead and pause for just a second. Let me make sure I got everything. Have you paused?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.